Hello, folks, and welcome aboard to tonight's adventure. Thank you so much for joining us here on Starmetal Productions. Tonight, we are going to be running the next one in our season of one-shots, and we're going traditional tonight with a D&D5e adventure, which is going to take place aboard an airship. And I've been lucky enough to have four brave adventurers who are going to be joining me this evening on this voyage. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow across the channel, and of course follow across all the social media so you can keep up to date with the schedule of what we've got coming up, and we'll go into more detail in that at the end of the session. But for now, we are going to jump straight into the adventure, and hopefully we're going to have a lot of fun. So with no more ado, I present to you the flight of the Corilia Bell. Dawn breaks across a wide forested community area, fairly sparse. You don't find that many people out here. There's a couple of rural villages. The only thing that makes it stand out from other areas like this across the rest of the world is the 60-foot tower that stands in the center of a clearing. Rising up into the sky, it ends in a rickety wooden platform which will serve as the port from where this adventure is going to begin. At the bottom of the tower, a bored-looking gnome sits at a desk, rifling through paper as people queue up to get ready to board the skyship. This particular skyship is going to be heading out from where you are now, all the way to the skyport city of Ballenroth. The journey is going to take 4 or 5 days, assuming everything goes to plan. And this is the easiest way for folks to traverse the continent and get to one of the major cities of the world. We zoom in and find the gnome rifling through more paperwork, muttering to themselves, "Come on then, I haven't got all day. Hurry up, hurry up. The skyship will be leaving shortly. Who's next? Come on, name, please." Who would like to go first?
Well, I imagine Arthur is always quite punctual. So,
please describe your character to us.
Yes, strutting up to this gnomish individual, you see a rather dashing human fellow. Probably late 30s, early 40s or so. Resplendent garb. Nothing too terribly gaudy, but quite colorful. Definitely has the air of somebody of higher society. Walks with his back straight, his chin held up. He has stark black hair with a rather thick, like white stripe going down one side. Clean shaven, has a very sort of stereotypical hero face. Let's say that square jaw, maybe a little bit of a cleft, perfect jawline. It looks like he's been sculpted to look this way. But he wears it quite well, wears it quite naturally, and struts up to this desk. He has a sort of, like waist sash, I suppose. I'm not entirely sure what they're called, but this sort of like colorful waist sash, and a prominent sort of pauldroned sash off to one side. And he walks up with a rapier on his belt and a violin slung over his back. Walks up to this gnomish individual. Hello, my good fellow. I hope I am not keeping you. I'm looking forward to this voyage. Arthur Strohvol.
Yes. Look, we've got lots of people that are going to be getting on board today. If you could, please, Arthur. Oh, yes, I see that you're down, all prepaid for. And just to confirm, you do accept that the company takes no responsibility for loss of limbs, liability, or life whilst you travel with us on this particular journey.
Well, as long as you don't mind if I don't.
It's fine by me. Up the stairs. It's a bit of a trek, but once we're up there, the skyship should be in. We're hoping in the next 5 to 10 minutes, and you'll be able to board for our journey. Much obliged. Move along now, please.
Moving along.
Next, who's next, please? Now, come along, please. We haven't got all day, you know.
There's another moment of silence, and then you see little green fingers reach up over the edge of the desk and chin up. Because even for a gnome, it is very difficult to see a goblin from the other side of a desk.
Yeah.
I am the one, the only, the swashbuckling wizard, Xoit. And this, and he points to the parrot on his shoulder, is Zot.
Xoit and Zot. Xoit.
I'm Xoit, he's Zot, and together we're, and the parrot shapes in, what? Trouble.
Wonderful. I will ensure the captain understands that Trouble has boarded her ship. She will be delighted. How are you spelling Zot? Is that Z or X or what's the?
So the goblin's name is Xoit, Xoit, but pronounced as if Zoit. So feel free to use the Z in notes.
Yes. Oh, lovely. Thank you. Yes, all on there. And I hope you heard me. I'm just assuming you're aware of our company policy about life, loss, and limb, and that we take no responsibility for any loss to your personal damage or personage.
Understood.
Excellent. Up the stairs.
As he scurries past you, he takes off his hat, reaches inside, pulls something out, puts his hat back on. You don't get a good look at what he's got in his hand, but it kind of seems to be squirming. And he shoves it in his mouth and is having a little snack as he goes up the upstairs.
Okay, next, please.
Striding up to the desk. Striding is the wrong word. Really, she's riding up to the desk. Is a short halfling woman with brown skin, dark brown hair. She's wearing a very bright white uniform, very decked out with gold trimmings, a rapier at her side, and just this very cocky arch of the eyebrow, smile for days. And as she comes up to the desk, she leans on it, gets up in the gnome's face. Good day to you, sir. It is Astria Surpuerco. You will find it on your list, plus guest. She points down. She's standing on a pig.
Yes. I'm sorry. Can I just confirm that's a pig that
Yes.
you brought with you?
This is Chocho. He is also coming on the ship.
Right. Okay. A small thing. He's house trained.
Chocho is the finest steed in all of the land. Do you think I would bring him on a ship if he was not prepared to be on a ship?
No.
Correct.
Oh, I'm glad we cleared that up. There are a lot of stairs. Is he okay with stairs? Do I need to get the hoist from the back to lift him
please,
up?
do not insult him. He can climb stairs.
Excellent. Well, this is going to be an interesting voyage. Please continue up if you don't mind. Thank you. Much obliged. And as you start to go up the stairs, don't forget life, loss, and limb.
I look forward to it.
People never seem to worry about that part. And just the one left, is it?
Actually, several moments will pass where the line is no longer there. And then just as the gnome is about to close the book, you hear, "Lights! Lights for the meat! Lights!" And you just see this dragonborn stumbling as he's pulling on his pants over his underclothes, kicking as he skips over the dirt and the mud of the thing, trying to adjust his hat, getting up to the desk and almost falling and going face first into the corner of the desk, but catching himself. I am here. Don't worry. It's okay. excuse. And as he pulls out a very long cigar of some sort and puts it on his mouth, even as he's still trying to put on his belt. Excuse. It's just trying to. I am Isskala.
Yes, I do have you on the list. At that point, this huge shadow kind of engulfs everything. And as you look up, you can see the skyship just starting to dock. You better hurry up. They'll be boarding. Go on now. Up, on and up with you.
So this tall, very tall, white scale dragonborn with bluish tinges to his fins and horns, piercing blue eyes, looks up at the airship and goes, "All right, yes, I'll go." And he puts on his hat and he adjusts the feather, and it's all disheveled. It's really, really high-end clothing, but it's all just disheveled at this point.
No, I mean, seriously, you do need to hurry, otherwise they will leave without you.
I'm going. Excuse. And he just goes right past him and he starts going up the stairs, and you see it, and he's like swearing in Draconic the whole time.
I really need to get a different job. Not what they pay. We now move to the top of the platform, and as the stairs lead up, it leads out to what can only be described as a rickety wooden decking. It's large enough to accommodate all of you. There is on the far side, what can only be described as a wooden post where one of the sailors has jumped off of the skyship and is starting to tie a rope to anchor the skyship whilst you're actually there. At the very top, as you come up, you notice that there are a couple of other people who have already booked in and are ahead of you. 1, 2, 3. There are 5 others ahead of you who are arranging themselves ready to board the skyship as it comes. What you see is, in its day, it would have been called magnificent. Maybe not quite so much now, but it is this 3-sail mast skyship, about 50 foot long, 30 foot wide. It would have been like polished brass and wood that would have been scrubbed clean, and now not so much. You can see some of the planks don't seem to be held together as well. There is clearly some wear and tear to this particular vessel that seems to traverse the skies for some time now. The things that stand out, actually, let me put it to you. Have any of you ever traveled on a skyship before, or is this your first time?
Definitely first time.
Cool. Excellent.
Definitely not first time.
Excellent.
Yeah, I imagine Arthur has been on a skyship.
Well, there was that once, but Xoit was blackout drunk, so he doesn't remember much about it.
Excellent. So for those of you that have traveled on skyships before, you would have traveled in more luxury than this. This is clearly not going to be a comfortable journey. It is function over plushness, if you like. It holds up. It is traveling. You can see underneath there are several what appear to be stones set in place which glow with a greenish kind of hue, which seem to be supporting the airship itself. And at the very front, tethered to it by a harness, are 4 elegant, long, dragon-like creatures, but ethereal to the eye. So it seems to be a mixture of magic pushing it and these sky creatures pulling it and some sails to give it a bit of extra boost. You also notice there are a couple of, again, well-worn cannons which sit either side prominent at the top of the deck, just in case there should be any issues or concerns as you travel. With a leap and a cry, you see what you assume to be the captain jump down from the deck and with a sweeping bow introduce herself. Oh, thank you. That's very kind of you. I do appreciate that. Well, my friends, welcome, welcome, welcome to the greatest skyship you will ever travel upon. And no doubt you would have heard of us, and you might have heard of me. Lothane? Captain Lothane of the skies, perhaps? No?
Absolutely.
No. Oh,
All wonderful
I like
tales
you.
regaled by bards of plenty.
oh, stop it. You're being far too kind. Oh, well then, if you'd all like to clamber aboard, and my first mate will show you to your cabins, and we'll get this show on the road, shall we? And head out into the wide blue yonder. Any questions before you get started? I notice that's a pig, if I'm not mistaken.
You are a very, very astute woman. He is a pig.
Well, I don't judge. As long as he can behave himself like the rest of you, you're more than welcome on this journey. You can, of course, drink. I would hope that you don't smoke near any of the mechanical devices, because you might set them on fire. And if you are going to be sick, over the side, please. My crew really don't like having to clean up after Skylubbers. But yes, Trip, let's go. Let's get you on board, and we'll have you at your destination before the day is long. So, you notice that the skyship is bobbing around. So, what I would like all of you to do, our first roll evening, I would like you all to make athletics checks in order to clamber aboard the skyship.
Can I pitch acrobatics?
You absolutely can. I will
Thank
give
God.
you either of those. Yeah, no.
Yep, making that same.
Yeah, no. Acrobatics is just as fine. I'm more than happy with that.
Ooh,
That'll be a 17 from me.
17. Okay.
it's going to be a 13
Excellent.
over here.
The 22.
Damn.
And a 10 from me.
So,
Actually, after her speech, Isskala is now just coming up from the tower, panting heavily, cigar still burning out of his mouth. Wait! Just starts skipping over as his pants fall down, and he just tries to pull it back up and gets back onto the ship.
well, it's better late than never. But so I'm glad you could join us. Could you pull your pants up though? I'd really appreciate you not going around.
Yes, excuse. And he just like pulls it up and buckles it and tightens it. I just got these yesterday. I didn't get them tailored correctly. My apologies.
Never thought I'd have to say this, but new rule for everybody, as well as being sick over the side: pants on at all times, please, whilst you are traveling with us.
This is the belt. It's a very bad belt. I need to get a new belt. I'm sorry.
Is this a requirement for Chocho as well, or he's okay? I don't have pants for him.
That we'd like to know as well.
Okay. All. How do I put this? Any creatures which wouldn't normally wear clothes do not need to abide by the pant rule. Everyone that does.
What about the centaur? He points over.
Look, if you normally wear pants, you need to wear pants. If you don't normally wear pants, you don't need to. It's not. Please just get on board. We need to get out of here.
That is a dangerous and potentially very exciting precedent to set, my dear captain.
I mean, I've never had to tell people this before. I will have to write this down somewhere. And with that, she jumps up to the top of the deck where the steering is, and starts to maneuver the skyship out into the wide blue yonder. The scenery is stunning.
As the skyship takes off, Arthur is going to pull his violin out and just start playing like a Pirates of the Caribbean inspirational violin.
Excellent. Let's have a performance check then.
All right, I am theoretically good at this.
Lovely.
17.
You get a nod of appreciation from the captain. The rest of the crew kind of regard you with oh, okay. Excellent. We're going to have some entertainment on board. That'll make a nice change to hearing when the cook starts singing drunkenly. They're appreciative of that. And with that, up stomps this gnarly looking individual who kind of grunts at you. I'll go Iron Crush. Second mate. First mate. I'm second in command. That's all you need to worry about. This way. And you start to follow them through to where you can stow all of your equipment and find your bunks. And essentially, you and the people that are traveling with you are all sharing one big room. There is no individual room. You'll have bunks that are built into the side of the skyship itself. Inside a cabin, there's a bit of moaning and complaining as people start to stash their equipment. But before too long, you find your little nook and start to place your equipment. There are a couple of other people. Let's talk about them. You notice that there is a young human male dressed in a grey hooded robe who is sat on his bunk and seems to be muttering to himself in prayer. An orc, big, burly, introduced himself as Hanson, very friendly, jovial, seems to be enjoying the fact that we're going to be on this journey. The gnome that you met at the bottom of the ticket is there as well, looking disheveled and slightly annoyed. And then in the corner, you see two people in quiet conversation whispering to each other. One, a tall, willowy elf, and with them, what appears to be a young human male, probably around about 13, 14. Argo sees that you're all settled and says, right then, so I'm sure the captain's told you we're aiming to travel 4 to 5 days as long as everything runs as it should. You should find that there's plenty of food. We do have some alcohol, but it does have to be rationed. That's a story for another day. But just so you know, we're going to be heading out of the heartlands where we are at the moment. Heading to the west, you'll be able to see the Prevalian seas. And over the next couple of days, we will reach the point of the cliffs of Colmay. And through there, we will travel through the crystalline tunnel, which will lead us to Ballanroth. Please, if there's anything you need, don't ask me. Ask one of the other crew. I don't care. And with that, they stomp off back upstairs.
Astria plonks herself down next to the gnome ticket taker guy and says, "This is a most exciting journey, and I never got your name."
That's because I didn't give it to you. Well, yes, I suppose we are all going to be traveling together, aren't we? So I suppose you should, you can call me Legret.
Is a beautiful name for a beautiful man.
He kind of giggles to himself and kind of strokes his beard, like, "Oh, who's too kind?"
What brings you on this journey, Legret?
Work. Unfortunately, my time up the Sky Tower here is over. And I shift out. Someone will take over my shift, and well, yes, I'll have to take up another position at one of the other sky posts. Someone's got to do it. It's not always the most exciting job, but it pays the bills, and I get to see large parts of the world.
How can you say it is not exciting? You are flying in the sky.
Yes, it's dreadful, isn't it? I'm pretty sure that at some point it will be how I die. But what can you do about it?
Enjoy it while it lasts. And then die with
Okay.
glory.
Right, I'll hold on to that and make sure that I die with glory. You will excuse me, I do have to go file the paperwork with the captain. It's lovely meeting you, all of you. Yes, goodbye. And he kind of toddles out.
Is this anyone else's first time on a skyship? Because it is mine. And I'm very excited.
I hope you have something to keep the breakfast you had this morning out from coming out again. It can get a little turbulent up in the skies, you know.
I don't know.
Oh, well, now you do.
But it is good to know.
Here, he pulls out a little pouch and he hands it over. Try this.
Not even questioning what it is. Ingests it.
Oh, so Isskala watches her eat the thing out of it. You were supposed to smoke. Okay. Well, that's a good. That I suppose that would work as well. All right.
Well, this trip is certainly going to get interesting very quickly. And who is this dashing creature here? I'm going to kneel down next to the pig.
This is my good friend Chocho.
Chocho. May I?
Of course, please ask him. It is...
Chocho, may I?
Chocho gives like a little nod.
I'm going to go up and, like meeting a dog for the first time, just start, like...
He starts kicking his back leg.
There we are, fast friends.
Chocho is a good judge of character, I'm sure. You are a very kind and generous man.
I've been called much worse.
Isskala turns to the other flamboyantly dressed individual. And hello, what is your name? Talking to the goblin.
I am the one, the only, the swashbuckling wizard Xoit. And this is Xoit.
Xoit and Zot, very good. I see you are also a man of culture. It is nice to see someone with a fashion sense.
He gives a very, very deep bow with his hat, with the feather and the whole 9 yards.
Does the same thing back. They just start bowing at each other over and over again.
And you are my new friend.
My name is Isskala.
He points at his head. Skull?
Isskala.
Isskala. All right.
Okay.
Unusual name.
You feel a slight shifting in the sky ship as it kind of rocks a little bit, just to your first little tiny taste of turbulence on your journey.
Astria like throws her arms out. This is what you meant?
It is the beginning, yes.
This is not it? There is more?
Most likely.
Very good. Very exciting.
Just think of it as the
DM.
ship dancing through the
Yes,
sky.
go for it.
So Zot is a familiar, which means I can see and hear and such through his eyes.
Absolutely, yes.
So I've seen firsthand what it's like to fly, but I'm not sure how far that goes. Does that like affect other senses, or is the whole okay? My body is into this now too, completely new.
I would say that it, from your perspective, it feels very familiar to you. So it's still a bit of a weird sensation because your whole body's being affected, but actually, after a couple of moments, Like, oh yeah, this I recognise this now, having experienced this several times through my familiar's eyes. So you're already starting to feel comfortable with the movement of the airship.
I think there is at least temporarily a stage where Xoit is having a little bit of trouble with it, and sees it through Xot's eyes. And for Xot, this is nothing. This is sitting on a branch in a little bit of wind, and somehow it's more acceptable through the bird's eyes than through his own. So he's good for now.
Excellent. There's a knock at the cabin door, and once again the dwarf kind of crashes open the door. Captain says that you should come and see the wonderful scenery as we pass it by, for it is majestic, and you will not want to miss the sights on deck. Thank you. And kind of just stomps off again.
Oh, this skyship has its own loudspeaker. Very good.
Well, you can't pass up
would-
an endorsement like that.
I would most like to see this view.
Well, let's go to outside. And he just leads the way, kind of like prancing as he goes.
Xoit's gonna lay down for a minute, send Xot ahead, and still get to see without actually having to go through the work of actually getting up and walking up the stairs.
Yep. So you make your way through what is a very simple structure out onto the deck. And you are actually greeted with what can only be described as a stunning view. Beneath you, you can see the farming fields of the Eastlands starting to become smaller and smaller as the skyship takes further and further into the air. You start to feel that little bit of a chill as the altitude increases. A wind whipping at your clothes. It's exhilarating more than cold at this current time. Far off into the distance, you can see the outline of what the captain talked about as in the cliffs of Colmay. Now, these cliffs must be huge if you can see them from this distance. And just above them, you can see the sun very slowly starting to slink down. And you know that in not too short of a time, night will be upon you. And the first part of your journey will be underway. What would you like to do out on deck?
Astria's just standing at the bow, 1 foot raised, glaring into the horizon, wind whipping her hair. She's just yes, this is the life.
Love it.
The parrot is going to do a lap around the ship, basically checking perimeter, and then find some place to perch.
Okay.
I'm just going to dance from guest to guest, continuing that sort of inspirational ambiance.
Isskala tries to find a place that's a little bit higher up, so he basically can only see skyline and the ground beneath it. And he pulls out another cigar, puts it in his mouth, lights it up, and as soon as he takes a drag in, sparks start coming from his eyes, and he just goes, yes. And he just stares into the void.
So what you've managed to do, there is on the mainmast, there is what
Crow's
it's
nest?
for tourists. No, it's not. It's a little bit further. It's kind of only about a quarter of the way up. It's what they let tourists get into so they can get a higher view of what's going on. Yeah, it doesn't interfere with the actual sailing or anything like that. But you can sit it and be like, oh yeah, look at me. I'm a proper sailor.
Yeah.
You're really not. It is a touristy thing.
Well, Isskala is a proper sailor, okay?
How dare
How
you?
dare you?
Oh, wow, that told me, didn't it?
Especially after one of those cigars.
He's a right proper sailor now. Yeah. He's flying.
Arthur, as you wander between the other guests on this voyage, you notice that the orc ranger who introduced himself as Hanson applauds very, very much. Wonderful, wonderful! You're fantastic. I've met a few people like you before. Talented, very talented. But as you approach the willowy female elf and the young boy, you get a distinct glare and a sense of, we really don't want you coming any closer to us at this current time. Thank you very much.
Okay. I'll linger just long enough to be annoying and then leave.
Let me see. Why don't we see? Can you make me a I would say, can you make me a perception check?
I certainly can. 14.
Okay. You only overhear a slight catch of the conversation as you are annoying them. And all you really hear is just a, yes, of course, we'll keep low profile. It's only a few days. Before they kind of look at you and turn their backs on you as they move towards one of the railings.
Okay.
Could that railing be where the parrot is perched?
Absolutely, there's no reason why not.
It's just a friendly little bird that happens to be connected to my ears.
You overhear a little bit of that conversation as well, so the fact that there's clearly something going on here. Can't really determine what, but clearly there is something of interest between these two. Suddenly, a loud snapping sound rings out across, and in front of you, where these majestic sky serpents are tethered to the front of the airship, you can see there's a crack and a snap, and the harness flies loose.
Oh, can I try and grab it at all?
I'd like you all to roll me initiative to see which order you act in, please.
Sure.
So, not a battle, but just to see who gets to act first.
I got a nat 1.
I rolled so
Excellent.
badly.
So +3, I have a 4.
Okay, awesome. Well, that is an interesting setup. So we have a 13, a 6, a 5, and a 4.
Oh, guys, we're so bad. What is this?
Okay, so what happens is,
Why is the stoner going first?
this and the one that's the furthest away.
Yep.
Arthur, you and Isskala, as you hear the sound, you whip around and unfortunately crash into each other and become tangled up on the deck between each other. So you are now both kind of on the ground, just like, oh God, what hit me? So you're not able to actually get involved at all because you're just looking for your parrot, unless you wish your parrot to maybe do something in a moment. So the only person that can really do anything is Isskala. Yes, sorry, I got names mixed up a little bit. So, Isskala, what if anything would you like to do as this situation unfolds?
Well, Isskala will suddenly shoot up and see this snap, and he looks up at the closest rigging, pulls out his rapier. The closest rigging that's not going to make the whole ship fall apart. and he does the swashbuckling move. He will grab the rope, slice it, and swing to where he needs to be to try to grab on and reattach this I don't know, this rigging. The word that I've used.
It's like a harness type
harness.
Okay, let's start with an acrobatics check then.
All right. 15.
Okay. So with your trained eye, you do manage to pick out one of the few pieces of rigging which isn't going to pull down the sail on top of you, which is quite a feat in itself. As you swing across, you manage to flip in the air and land right next to where the sky serpents are starting to buck and shake away and trying to get away from the harness, which is digging into them where it's cracked open. The actual harness itself is outside the airship.
Okay.
So
I'd have to climb over to them, right?
So there is think of it, there's like a I guess there's like a plank which stretches out. So a bit like a narwhal's horn type thing. And it stretches out, and that would be the only way you would then be able to actually attempt to try and fix it if you wanted to.
Okay. Well,
while you're thinking about that, does our fearless parrot want to do anything?
Okay, so Parrot's owner is below decks. How far away?
By the time you actually got up to the deck,
I'm just from bed to Parrot.
You surmised that by the time you got there, the situation would be irretrievable.
I'm just asking for a distance from bed to.
Yeah. Okay, so it's probably a good 30 to 40 feet at least to actually get up around there.
Okay. Vortex warp.
Oh.
To send me from where I am to a place I can see.
Okay. So from where you are, you would be able to see to the end of the hallway where the door is, which leads out onto the deck.
Okay, so we're not taking it as can see through.
Oh, because
through Parrot.
Yeah, why not? I'll let you do that.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought. I was like, oh, that's what he's planning on doing.
Yeah, no, I like that. I think that's a great idea. Your parrot can see, so therefore, why not? Yes, I will allow that.
Are these big enough serpents, or harnesses complicated enough that if I teleported it to them, I'd be able to grab something to hold on, or would that be a from bed to back of snake to ground kind of thing?
So one of the things that you did
I'm asking
notice. No, that's fine. One of the things you noticed is that these kind of sky serpent snakes were translucent. So you're not entirely sure
tangible
if you were to. Yes, exactly. I mean, you could certainly try. I mean, there's no guarantee what would happen though.
Okay, all right. So not gonna push my luck quite that much. So I guess I will join Isskala.
Cool. Okay. So my two intrepid heroes, which are currently on the floor entangled with each other, what would you like to do?
I mean, first things first. It is a pleasure to be here on the floor with you. But we really must do something about this situation.
I suppose the fun must stop at some time. I'm going to sort of spring up and offer a hand.
Takes it.
Yoink you up theatrically.
Big waits for his hand.
Ruffle Chocho a bit.
Please, after you.
So it looks like Isskala's the one who's closest to being able to do anything.
Yeah, absolutely. And as Isskala's considering what to do, you hear that second kind of popping and cracking sound, and you see one of the serpents break loose from their harness moorings and just make a break for it, gone out into the world.
Can I ascertain what's causing this? Is it just wear and tear that has snapped at this moment, or are we under attack?
Oh, make a perception check for me.
All right. Perception. Dirty 20.
Ooh, excellent. There is certainly no sign of any kind of attack being made here. What you're sensing is that the material is tearing that would have held it all together. So you can surmise from that actually the equipment is breaking, and this is what's caused the issue.
Okay. So one of them, the harness has partially snapped, but they're still attached. One of them has just pieced off out into the sky.
So one's gone, there are 3 left.
Okay. I don't know if I have anything immediately helpful. I am going to... And he said these things are kind of ethereal, but they're clearly attached to this harness of some kind.
They are indeed.
So what I want to do, I want to sort of dance over to where Isskala is, give him a light little tap on the behind, and start playing a jaunty little tune to inspire you bardically.
Excellent.
And that is a bonus action. And then, if I can, standard adventuring gear always comes with a rope. I'm going to start taking that out and trying to fashion a lasso.
Okay. Brilliant. So, Isskala, the situation is now with you. You can see that with one serpent gone, the crack is spreading across this harness. You've only got a matter of moments before it's going to break completely, and they're all going to be set free. What would you like to do?
I am going to attempt to. This is super, super risky, and this might be a very short campaign for Isskala.
I was going to say.
He's going to pull out some rope from his own pack and start balancing along the harness that's already there and try to reinforce it.
Okay, right. Well, let's start with an acrobatics check then to balance yourself on the pillar. Now, I've got to ask you,
there you go.
What you were smoking earlier on, would it have an impact?
Oh yeah, I'll take that 15.
On your coordination?
Yeah, I'll take that 15.
Yeah.
Give me disadvantage.
Yep. Excellent. Okay, just checking. Somehow, whether through sheer luck or the god's graces, you remain
talent. I see. Okay.
You still remain on this platform which leads out, and from where you are, you can potentially reach down to get to the harness that's underneath.
What would you like
try
me
and
to roll for that? Vehicle's water would probably be the closest thing, maybe?
Let's have a... it's a good question. What do we think is the most appropriate thing to try and attach?
There hasn't been a rope check since 3.5, so...
I think it is probably going to be... The closest thing I think we've got is going to be sleight of hand, I think. Because essentially what you're trying to do is trying to get your rope hooked over the kind of harness to try and reinforce it and wrap it around the piece of wood that you're on.
Okie dokie.
Right.
Ooh, too bad I didn't have advantage on that roll. That's a natural 20 if I had advantage, but I don't. It's a 15.
Yes, that's a shame. 15. Okay. Do you wish to use your inspiration or your the
Sure.
just
What's
give-
that, a D6?
Yes.
Yep.
So it'll be 17
Okay.
altogether.
So, the best way I can describe this is that you are now hanging upside down, with your legs hooked over this beam as the skyship plows on through the early evening, attempting to hook on this rope. There is another crack and one of the other serpents escape, but somehow, through your dexterous movement, you do manage to reinforce the harness with your rope. And you do manage to secure 2 of these sky serpents. They are now secure. You can hear shouts from the crew, and the captain comes running up and orders the crew to start to properly secure the harness. But yes, you are now hanging by your legs out on a limb. Would you make an acrobatics check to be able to get up and get back on the ship for me, please?
So the other serpents, they're too far away to do anything with, right?
Gone. Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Would I be able to use that lasso I created to instead lasso Isskala?
Yes, absolutely.
I'm gonna do that. Whether that's a
quite
separate
happy with
role or assistance,
Yeah,
whichever works.
Let's say assistance to give him advantage, because that then gives 22. So yes.
So I would like to, as that rope gets thrown to Isskala, he grabs onto it and he lets his legs go, so he falls. And for a moment, everybody thinks he's just gone. But then on the as the human holds on, he notices that the weight is still there, and Isskala swings back up and lands onto the railing and just stands there.
Well, that was rather most magnificent.
Well done, my friend.
You didn't,
All of a sudden,
you didn't die.
Isskala screams and goes, "I lost my cigar! No! No! No!" And he's like looking over at the railing and looking that way. No.
And with that, you turn to the lookout point where you were, and you can see a very small curl of fire starting to come up from the crow's nest you were in.
Isskala runs back. It must be back up there. Completely, like everyone's cheering for him and clapping on the back. He's completely ignoring it. He's just running up as fast as he can before the wind catches his cigar.
There's a brief moment where everybody just leaves a sigh of relief. The skyship still has sails and power, and the loss of 2 of these serpents will perhaps slow things down a little bit, but it's not as terrible as it could have been with that loss. So,
Question: I know the 2 that broke away are out of reach. Would there still be a moment when they would be like within 90 feet?
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
Okay, in which case I'm going to attempt to cast sleep. Give us a chance to catch up.
Okay.
This could go poorly.
Are they now just going to fall straight out of the sky?
Interesting. Okay. Interesting.
That's a worthwhile question. I'm kind of assuming that a natural creature that just flies as part of what they are is not necessarily going to plummet the way that somebody with like a fly spell would.
No, absolutely.
Would I know?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes. So I'll tell you what. Before you cast it, why don't you give me a quick history check? History. Yes, history.
Or Arcana would also probably work if these.
Or
like
Arcana, I'll be happy to do.
Ooh, well.
Yeah,
I mean,
that one.
You've heard of ethereal creatures? No, unfortunately, you're not really sure whether and what your sleep spell would do to them. So your choice.
I think he's gonna go for it.
Excellent.
We'll see how this goes.
Okay.
So if either of them has 15 hit points or less, it is asleep.
Okay. So
Otherwise, nothing happens.
one of them does veer off and is gone. The other one, you see it start to slow down, just starts to droop a little bit, and it almost kind of curls itself up into a little ball and tucks itself in, and just some very gentle snoring begins to come from it. And you now found out that these serpents do indeed sleep in the sky. Excellent. Love it. The captain kind of looks at you. Well, I'm gonna say astonishing. Absolutely. Who knew? Who knew that could happen? That's fun. Well. I guess we've all learned something new today. Fantastic. Well, what an exciting start to our journey, I must say. Oh.
And you say this is the greatest skyship that ever existed? It's not a judgment, it's a genuine question.
Oh, no, it definitely is. It's just that maybe we need to get a few repairs in, although we've never had any problems with the harness before, and we only replaced it. When did we replace it? Only a couple of months ago, so I'm surprised it's actually cracked at this kind of stage, but, I guess these things happen. But congratulations, well done, you've saved the day. Now get off my deck and go to sleep.
I have a question.
Please
So,
do.
earlier, the perception check or the inspection that happened for looking at it for, like, if we're being attacked, could I inspect it to see if it's been sabotaged?
Of course you can, yes, absolutely. So you can absolutely... You can lean over and have a look at it, and I will allow you to roll advantage as well if Isskala kind of talks you through what they've seen as well. Because obviously they were up close and, his face. So, yeah. But, yeah, do it as a perception, because you obviously can't investigate it because you can't get close to it.
Got you. Alrighty. That... It is a 15.
It does seem strange that something like this, especially as it would have magical properties to it, it's not just any kind of harness that you can attach to flying sky serpents that are ethereal. If it's only been replaced recently, it seems very strange that it should break. And from what Isskala was able to tell you, it looked more like a tear than a break. Now, whether that was done by a knife or some other sharpened object, you don't know. But in your head, you are now thinking that doesn't look like a natural occurrence.
I would like to pull the captain aside.
Yeah, absolutely.
And just so briefly, just be like, you must be aware. Things are not right. Someone may be trying to bring your ship down. Always be aware.
Okay. Is this some kind of game that we're playing? Oh, lovely. So,
Grab her by the
someone
shoulders.
pretends
I
to-
am being so serious right now. I know what it is to have people come for you in the dead of night. You must keep a weathered eye.
I'm not gonna lie, you are scaring me a little bit here.
Good, you should be
Intense
scared.
Individual.
Meanwhile, Isskala is just standing behind her going, it's like swaying. Just like, you should really listen. It's,
We'll make
Do not
sure
look at him,
everything's
look at
okay.
me.
just swaying back and forth, eyes sparking.
Yes, yes. Absolutely, yep. I'll take it aboard, and I will make sure that I am doubly aware. I appreciate your concern.
I will also be looking out. Come to me if you have any issues.
Thank you. I absolutely will.
Good.
Don't. Okay. Things to do. Good night. Good night.
As we walk away, Isskala like leans down. What are we looking out for again? Oh.
Everything.
Oh, and he just like stares off into the void again.
While that short conversation was going on, Arthur is actually going to just try to read the room. He's not dancing around playing his violin anymore, but he is moving from person to person, checking to see if everyone's okay, seeing if anyone's injured. But what he's looking for is to check disposition to see if somebody is way more calm than they should be, considering what just happened.
Okay. So perception, I think.
Okay. Could I interest you in an insight check?
Yes.
Reading people.
Yeah. No. That makes much more sense. I'd be happy with that.
I roll so bad when I'm a player. That's a 7.
Everybody seems a little bit shook up by this. I mean, the loss of... Thankfully, you've only lost one of these magnificent creatures, but the potential that this whole journey could have been slowed down considerably has worried people, and also the fact that it broke and the fact the ship is not in the best state of repair. There is a nervous energy amongst the passengers. The crew, they've said it all before, they're not that fussed or surprised. You hear murmurings of, you should spend more money on these kind of things. But apart from that, nothing which gives you any suspicion.
Okay. Do any of the crew look particularly disgruntled by this? They should have put more money into this situation.
Oh, absolutely. The person who looks most disgruntled is the dwarf. You could just see that kind of...
Sorry, I was messing with my headset. Who did you say?
So the second in command, the dwarf.
Gotcha.
Just going to be the death of us. That kind of grumbly attitude. And with that, the sun sinks beneath the skyline. The stars come out, and the journey continues into the dark. Is there anything you'd like to do before you retire for the evening?
So I know there are magic stones that are holding the ship up. Are they in a place where they're reachable in flight, or are they like on the bottom of the hull?
Yeah, they're on the hull underneath. So not something that can be... I mean, if you wanted to take a trip over the side and with a rope, and you could go and inspect them, but you wouldn't be able to do it inside the ship. I mean.
Okay. So I'm going to send my parrot to go take a look. We'll look through his eyes.
Yeah, absolutely.
On the theory that if somebody is messing with the steeds, so to speak, that are pulling us, they might be tampering with other things. I'm going to hope that somebody can convince the crew to make a thorough inspection of the sails, but I don't know anything about that. So I can
give me a perception check then, please.
Whopping 8.
Difficult to see. I mean, everything seems to be running smoothly. They're giving off color, and you can't see any cracks or any concerns, or it all looks good.
Okay. I'm gonna find a nice, comfy place out of the way for Xoit to sit down, maybe in that not crow's nest, but like tourist lookout. And he's gonna take 10 minutes and cast Identify, using the parrot to touch the stone,
Okay,
make sure
yeah,
there is
cool.
nothing hinky. And I guess he will do that once for each stone if need be.
So, from what you can tell, it is a type of, I'm trying to think what kind of magic it would be. Transmutation, I think, would be the type of magic. From what your spell's telling you, it seems to be operating within the parameters you would expect.
Okay.
Yeah, there doesn't seem to be any underlying current of issues with it or concerns. If you were to see like a fly spell or a levitation spell, this is the thing you would expect to see. So, yeah, nothing that's going to give you any cause for concern.
Yeah, I think that's the question he's trying to answer for himself.
Yeah. No, but it all looks good from your perspective. Anything else?
Isskala had found himself in his bunk, and he's just laying on his back, staring at the ceiling. And then anyone who passes by him for the first time, he just slowly turns his head towards them and goes, "I just had this wonderful dream. I was dancing upon the harness. It was incredible. I saved everyone's life. It's a wonderful dream."
Sleep well, my new friend. Many more pleasant dreams of heroics, I'm sure.
Yes, if only I was that heroic, it'd be wonderful.
And with that,
Give him a little pat. And actually, since it sounds like all the guests are in this one main cabin,
Yep.
I would like to use my enthralling performance. And since this is a one-shot, you can give me the spark notes, but I can enthrall 3 people with this.
Excellent.
I assume the crew is up doing crew things, so
Yes, they are
I'm
indeed.
mostly paying attention to the human in the robe, the elvish woman, and the ticket taker gnome.
Okay.
And basically, I'm just performing this late night lullaby to help soothe people into
Everyone
sleep.
Yeah.
But it is also it's light enough that we can have light conversation while I'm playing. And this is a charisma check, I believe.
Yes.
If you would like to try to oppose
Certainly.
that.
Will, absolutely. So the gnome fails. The elven lady succeeds. And you also said the
Human in the
guy
robe.
in the robes.
Yep.
Okay, fails. So that's the gnome and the human are particularly enthralled. The elven woman kind of sits politely for a few moments before ushering the young boy to the back of where the cabin is and tucking them in, and before bedding down herself.
Okay. Well, for everybody else who is still here, and especially those 2 I have enthralled, I'm essentially forming the equivalent of a drum circle in the sand, and I'm trying to get everybody's story.
Okay. So you know a little bit about the gnome story. Traveling to the main city so they can take up a post at another one of the skyports. But the human male, who's been very, enclosed and not really be talking, introduces themselves. Yes. Nice. My name's Liam. I'm a devotee. Just on my way to take holy vows at Bellum Rost. Actually, this is my first journey out on my own. I'll be honest, a little bit scary. But yeah, well, you all seem lovely, friendly people.
Well, fret not, my new friend. These sky voyages are always exciting. Always exciting. To be a fine pilgrimage to test your faith.
Yes, we should always be testing our faith, and the book always says that tests of strength and faith are very important. Yes.
Well,
it's not all going to be like this, is it?
probably not. I'm sure it'll get more exciting as the days go on.
Good to know. Good to know.
Sleep well, my friend. Out of all the sky voyages I've taken, only one has plummeted out of the sky.
Thank you.
I give him a
you kind
cheeky
of see his
wink.
eyes go really wide. He's just like, oh, okay, and you see him go to sleep.
I'm a menace.
I think similarly to Xoit, Astria would be trying to figure out if anything else has been tampered with on this ship, so I would like to go check out the sails.
Yeah. Do you want to
Let's
make?
see.
You can probably make an investigation check because you can get fairly close to.
Cool. Things that I'm not good at.
No,
So-
I mean
Okay. Pretty good. 16. Let's do it.
you're not a sailor, but you've got an understanding of how something broken would look. It does have a feeling as if it's all being held together by ropes and tape. Which
And a
doesn't
hope
fill
and a
you
prayer.
confidence. Yeah, absolutely. It doesn't fill you confidence, but there is from what you can see, there are no signs of willful damage to the sails or the mast or any of those kind of things. It all looks like you would expect it to look. But it's very creaky, and part of you does wonder if a strong wind would not uproot the mainsail from the deck itself.
I mean, yeah, first time on an airship, I don't think I'd really know what it's supposed to look like. I just,
No.
as you said, I know what something broken looks like, and I'm like,
Yes.
okay, then this is probably fine, and just goes down to bed.
It's all going to be okay.
I think
So-
Xoit and Zot are going to curl up and make a nest out of the with the Torst overlook.
Just snuggled in
was
there.
caught not on deck earlier. He's not going to make that mistake again.
Oh,
He briefly thinks about casting gust at the sails, but something tells him that might not be the best idea on this ship.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of consider for a moment, it's like, nah, maybe I should save that in case of emergency. The rest of the night passes with no incident. You wake up the next morning. It's another glorious day. You can see that you've traveled quite a distance during the night. So the cliffs, which are your next point of destination, are much, much closer now. You ascertain that by the time you kind of get to the afternoon, you're probably going to be there and start to navigate your way through some of the different routes which will lead to the crystalline cave, which is the main route through the actual rock face. It's bright, it's sunny, there is, I won't say good food, but it is hearty fare, which you are served with, including a dash of rum for all those who wish one. But everyone still seems to be in high spirit. Many of the crew are talking about how lucky they are to have you on board. And the fact that it could have been significantly worse if it wasn't for all of your quick thinking and actions in order to stop the sky serpents from flying off.
Every time somebody comes up to Isskala and starts talking about what he did, he just stares at them and blinks for a bit, and he looks around like he has no idea what they're talking about.
And I would like one of you to roll a d20 for me, please.
I'll do it. I'll do it again. I'll do it again. A 2.
Okay.
I hope that's a good thing.
Yeah. The bad rollout now.
Is low good? Well, this is it. The rest of the morning continues with no incident. The ship takes up sail. You can see that progress is being made, and the morning passes with no incident. You get a chance to explore the ship a little bit more, chat to some of the other passengers and the crew, and maybe start to feel a little bit more comfortable on your second day on this voyage. Is there anything anybody would like to do this morning before you reach the afternoon portion of your journey?
Not too long after breakfast, there is a noise from above, a whining, groaning, shrieking drone. And somebody finally climbs up to investigate. Xoit has been teaching himself the bagpipes. He is not very good.
oh, excellent. Absolutely, yeah.
And they are not exactly a quiet instrument to practice with.
You're all suddenly startled by this. Actually, make me a performance check with disadvantage because you are teaching yourself.
Okay, yeah. I called it.
It sounds as if something is dying. What is dying is a complete mystery, but you are all drawn to the cacophony of sound which is emanating from this platform where your newest friend is. Well, it looks like he's trying to attack a bag with sticks in it.
I come sprinting up, rapier in hand. What is it? Do we need to kill it?
We
I'll
both
stab it
do.
for you.
I think on a 7, the parrot is also singing along.
Yep.
Isskala is just staring up at him.
Company.
Wait, where is he situated on the ship?
The
You know
tourist
nest
outlook
that you
thing.
were, yeah.
Oh,
the
okay.
tourist outlook.
Isskala's staring
Where you
up
were.
at there and going, "This is the most beautiful thing I have ever heard."
Xoit, do you need help?
I think it's coming along, all right?
This thing, it is not trying to attack you?
Not in any literal sense. I will not let it conquer me. I'm going to learn. I'm going to learn. I almost got out favoring the brave today.
Oh, I see. A fellow musician. How wonderful. Well, not an instrument I can boast any mastery of, but if you need a few pointers, I would certainly enjoy practicing together.
I think it's a perfect.
Sorry, I'm trying to imagine a jam session with a bagpipe.
Yeah, it's brilliant. I mean, basically, what the rest of the morning is this improvised jam session, which is making most of everyone else trying to get as far away from you all as possible.
So, to make this even better, because Arthur can play more than just the violin. He's going to rush off to his cavern, where he keeps his chest, and rush back with this big, bulky wooden contraption with a hand crank on one side. He's got a hurdy-gurdy.
Of course he does.
And we're gonna have a jam session with a bagpipe and a hurdy-gurdy, and we are going to be the preeminent ticket on this voyage.
Only Isskala is enthralled.
Just sat there clapping. Yes.
This is the true culture. This is true art.
Because apparently I have embraced full menace.
Mhm. It is certainly something. And something that the sailors will talk about for many years to come. The day that music died. But the morning passes with no other incident.
I mean,
apart
that's a
from
19.
bleeding eardrums.
That's a 19
That's pretty good,
on my
actually. That's not
performance.
Bad. That's not bad.
So it goes about as
seemed
well.
to carry the day as it
Yeah.
could.
Yeah, it goes about as well as it could for a bagpipe and a hurdy-gurdy.
Xoit is learning a little bit.
Yeah.
From a 7 to a 14, he's twice as good as he was this
Not bad. And you're so enthralled in this lesson that you don't realize just how far you've actually come. You hear the lookout from atop, the actual lookout, shout down and go, "Captain, cliffs ahead." And as you now look out of the bow, you can see these gigantic stone cliffs. There is no way that an airship would be able to go over them. They're just so high. Essentially, if you were going to go up that high, you'd probably end up getting hypothermia and dying. But what you do have are channels which allow travelers to fly through these kind of chasms, enabling them to continue on their journey. What stands out to you are these incredible sculptures which have been built into the sides of these cliffs. These sculptures are probably 20, 30 foot high. They depict potentially humanoid figures dressed in strange, unknown garb. The detail is incredible, far beyond probably anything that could be done today by the master sculptors. And as you're traveling through these chasms, you start to see more and more of them built into the cliff. It is like a procession of idols, though to what has been lost throughout history. But you do get close enough to be able to have a proper look at the intricate detail on these magnificent statues. Is probably the best way to describe them. They've been physically carved and chiseled out of the grey stone rock. Well, what do you think? First time seeing these, I would imagine. Everybody's got a different opinion as to what they actually are. Now, me personally, I suspect they're long dead entombed gods that one day will rise up and destroy the world, but that's just my opinion.
Isskala is just watching everybody and then looks over at the statues. He seems to have like this forlorn expression. He has seen these before. He's traveled all over the place. And he just kind of like cocks his head staring at them. And he goes suddenly, as he takes another drag, he goes, "Well, one of them seems to be a moving. Oh wait, no, okay. No, it's okay, it's fine."
And here you had me thinking those old gods were waking up. Would have been a hell of a day.
So it's going to send his parrot over to for the physical touch part, and and take 10 minutes and do an identify on one of these statues.
Yeah. So it doesn't. There is nothing kind of magical about it, or anything that indicates anything untoward, as it were. What you kind of get back is that these are carvings that are old. Like, it's almost impossible to know how old they are. Like, I mean, you've been around, you've seen old artifacts and, you know, broken buildings and things that existed long before, but these are old. They predate most of the religions that you may have come across, and they are incredible.
Astria and Chocho are just like both of them leaning over the rail, just wide-eyed, staring at them in awe.
You said despite their age, these are still in remarkable condition.
Yeah, absolutely, yes.
And they're generally humanoid.
Generally speaking, yes.
What is the most menacing looking of them all?
So probably the most menacing looking one is there. As you come around one of the bends, right on the actual corner, there is one which is jutting out more than perhaps the rest have. And what you can see is there are two gigantic stone hands which are almost reaching out. The actual face itself, unlike all the others, is completely blank. There are no features, there's no hair. It is just this smooth, where a face should be, just a smooth surface. But these hands are huge, and the captain actually has to, pilot around them because of the way they jut out into this chasm.
Okay. I'll just study that for a little bit.
As you continue, you start to see more and more of these, and Captain, most of these are lined up here, and before too long, you'll see a few more that are kind of, I don't want to say, it looks like they're guarding the entrance to the crystalline cave we have to go through tomorrow, but certainly it's a bit strange there's so many of them at this point here. And as you can see, whereas before there was kind of interspersed, there was a bit of, you get one or two and then some normal rock. Now what you're seeing are rows upon rows of these gigantic statues, all kind of next to each other. Very little distance between them, almost like a procession of these individuals. And as the skyship comes round the final bend, you see up ahead this huge hewn entrance which leads deep into the actual cliff face, and you assume this is the crystalline cave which the captain talked about. And just before it, one of the outstretched hands seems to be like a docking station. So the captain calls out and says, well, this is where we're going to tie up for the night. We don't generally like to travel through the cave when it's dark, because can't see anything in there. So we'll just pull up here and wait till morning, and then we'll be on our way again. So essentially, this skyship comes to rest on this giant hand, and this is where you'll be spending the night. What would you like to do?
Isskala is going to go to the dock. Like, is this a small town? Like, is there any buildings at this docking station?
So it's literally just this hand has just been coerced into like a platform. It's so big that essentially you could land the skyship here and tether it here. It's this smooth grey stone. There's nothing really here. It is more a safe place for mooring.
Isskala, there seems to be a pattern with Isskala's, like, feeling comfortable. He finds, like, the highest point on the tip of a finger and just sits down and just stares into the distance. He's always trying to find the highest point to be at, and just, like, settling down there.
Isskala is always the highest point around.
True!
Well, if nothing else is going on, I guess Isskala has moved off and secluded himself someplace. I will go and make proper acquaintance with my other two travelers here. Well, Astria, Xoit, I have spent some time getting to know the rest of our traveling companions. Please regale me with a tale of your own journeys. Where do you hail? What fun stories do you have for us?
Well, Chocho and I, we are from a cavalry of pig riders. This is my home in Roboloak. We are a very fearsome crew. We normally fight goblins, but I do not like to judge, and so it is my way to be gracious with everyone I meet.
And I'm sure Chocho here is a shining example of a porcine steed.
Oh, he is the best. Of course.
That you are, Chocho.
He snorts at you.
And Xoit, and Zot. What fine tales do you bring to our voyage?
Xoit is more than happy to tell you stories and stories and stories. How many of them are true? Who knows?
The
He's
best
already
stories
looking
are not.
forward to telling people about how he single-handedly saved the skyship yesterday.
And you, Arthur, where are you from? Where are you going?
Oh,
Tell us your tale.
I am a man of the world. I am constantly coming and going from everywhere. I enjoy meeting new people, a transient life, as you say, collecting stories, which is why I ask of yours.
And have you been this way before?
Not this particular journey. No, it is quite the scenic route. Lot to see.
Magnificent.
I am looking forward to this crystalline cave.
I've seen many things I have not seen before, and I look forward to seeing many more new things as well.
Yes, I'm sure by the time we get to where we are going, we will have quite a thrilling tale to tell.
But I will leave the tale telling to you.
I will try not to embellish overmuch.
Isskala, is that on your perch looking out at the world beneath you? Can you make me a perception check, please?
I'm rolling a lot better than I thought I would in this game.
Yeah, excellent.
It's a 19.
Staring out, you stop for a moment. Something just catches your eye. A movement? That looks like somebody might be on top of one of those statues. One of the ones not too far from where you are. But who could get up there and that high? And there's clearly something moving over there.
Isskala will stand up, and it's you said it's just humanoid in shape.
Difficult to kind of tell at this distance, but there is definitely something or someone moving on one of the statues.
With Isskala's skills of rigging and climbing, does he think that he can get up there?
I mean, if you had the right equipment, absolutely.
Yeah, I didn't get that pack.
It would take a few hours potentially, though.
Oh no,
That's the kind of distance we're talking. Yeah.
Isskala's too busy, too lazy for that. Isskala will clamber down, walk along the finger, keeping his eyes on the figure in the distance, and finding the huddled group that he got on the ship with. From his current position, can he still see the figure once he gets to his friends? Okay, so he just look it over there. Sometimes I have a hard time knowing if I'm looking at something real or not. Do you all see this person up on the hand over there?
Xoit's going to take I was going to say going to take somebody by the shoulder, but unless that's Astria, it's probably the hip, because he's about to be blind and he's someplace high, and he's going to go ahead and send his parrot up to go scope it out.
So the rest of you can, with Isskala pointing out this now, you can see a shadow moving around. So as your familiar starts to move towards this shadow to try and get a better view, there is a slight hissing sound. And then an explosion echoes out through the cavern. From where this person was, all of a sudden, the head starts to move away from the actual rock base itself. And you all stand there looking. Something has caused a massive explosion here. And it's not just one of these statues that's now starting to topple. 3, 4, it's 5. This is a series of explosions that have now gone off. And in a couple of moments, you are going to be in the middle of raining debris, rocks, and giant stone statues. I would like you all to roll initiative for me, please.
Jesus. I'm scared.
At least Xoit's paying attention.
Yes.
Isskala is slightly mesmerized by the explosions for a moment.
So, Xoit, you're up first. You are now looking at a hailstorm of stone, and we're not just talking about pebbles, we're talking massive chunks of rock. We're talking about these big hands suddenly being cast off and crashing down into the chasm. You've got a few moments before you're going to be right in the center of it.
Okay, so just to be clear, is the danger here things falling from above to squish us, or the place that we're standing collapsing out from under us?
It's going to come down on you and your airship.
Okay. Think I'm gonna try something, and feel free to say no. Featherfall says that it targets creatures, but can I target some of these rocks to slow them so we have a little bit of time?
Make me an Arcana check to see if you can maybe shape the spell a little bit.
That's a 24.
Yeah, fantastic. No, absolutely. So what you're able to do with this, you're able to. One of the bigger chunks was heading right towards the sails of the skyship, and you kind of twist the magic of the spell and manage just to slow it down enough that the skyship moves slightly out of the way and it avoids cracking the sail and smashing the ship in half. Good job. Excellent. Who is up next? I believe that is going to be Isskala.
Yep. Isskala, I mean, doesn't have any... It's okay. He doesn't have any magic or anything else to stop this. He's just going to let out a roar of, "Get on the airship!" And he just starts sprinting back towards the airship. And he just everybody he comes around, just starts shouting at them to get onto the ship. I don't know if you want me to make a persuasion check to get everybody on quickly.
Yeah,
on
let's
the boat.
do a let's do a persuasion check to alert people of the danger that is coming for them.
Nope. First bad roll. Okay, well, this being my first bad roll. That's a 9.
The problem is that you've done a lot of talking over the last few days, and there's a lot of confusion going on. So your kind of direction to get people moving on the ship, they're too busy looking at all these rocks that seem to be coming down, and you haven't quite been able to galvanize them into action. But you've managed to get to the ship yourself.
Yeah, I dash and then bonus action dash and
Absolutely. We then move on to who's next in the order. I believe it is Arthur.
Okay. Well, I imagine since this giant hand isn't actually a built-up settlement, that we weren't far from the ship if we were even all of it.
Not at all.
Unfortunately, I don't think I can persuade these giant rocks not to fall on us. So I am simply going to make
you can certainly try.
I suppose.
seduce the rocks, Jack.
Yep, there you go. Classic Bard maneuver. Seduce the statues. No, I think I'm just going to rush up to a prominent position on the deck. Well, this is certainly one of the more exciting voyages I've been on. Please, somebody direct me. How can I help?
And you catch the captain, who's now at the wheel. Well, best thing you could do is go below deck. I don't know how much help. Well, no, actually, have you ever manned a cannon before?
No, but that's never stopped me before.
Excellent. Go shoot some of these rocks out of the sky for me, then.
I adore that answer. I'm gonna go find me a cannon.
There are two cannons on there. One of them, one of the sailors has always managed to get to one of the other ones, but the sailor that was heading towards it, unfortunately, as the skyship kind of moved, a stray finger just slammed into them, and you could hear this as they start to drop away into the chasm below. So, Staria.
Is there anything I can do to get the ship in the air?
So, what you do notice is that currently the ship is still tethered. So it's probably not going to go anywhere until someone casts off the line.
Yeah, no, I am cutting through that immediately. And just anyone who's not on the ship yet, I'm like, get on now, we have to go!
Okay, do you want to make an attack against the rope?
Absolutely.
Oh no.
Oh, excellent. It's very skillfully done. There's a flourish, and the skyship is free, and you manage to catch the tail end of the rope and pull yourself up onto the deck itself. That does mean, I don't know if Xoit actually headed towards the ship beforehand.
If Xoit is not on the ship yet, while I'm holding that rope, I will just hold out a hand to grab Xoit.
Yeah, I would have had bonus action, which I can't use, and movement. So yeah, it would have been.
Yeah. Okay. So you're all now safely on the ship, and the captain spins the wheel, and you start to feel there's a sudden, real massive lurch as the skyship picks up a little bit of speed and definitely moves away from a face where it just slams past. So you're literally so close to it now that you feel the wind kind of push against you as this thing just crashes down. Another close shave. The captain calls out, we're going to have to try and head into the tunnel, but looks like we've got a bit of a problem ahead. And you can see the entrance to the crystalline tunnel. Two of the biggest statues that are either side of it are now collapsing inwards. It looks as if the tunnel's going to become inaccessible unless you can find a way through. Xoit, you are up first.
Okay. I'm going to hope that that this spell can, in this case, live up to its name. Gonna cast Shatter.
Ooh, an excellent choice. Yeah, go for it.
Against objects, the damage just happens.
Yep, it does indeed. So where are you going to stand to do this?
Basically, I'm the king of the world.
An excellent choice. So as all this chaos is going around, you suddenly see the tiny form of Xoit just rush towards the front of the ship and just stand there, weaving magic, and there is just this crashing, huge pieces of chunks of stone just split in half and start to fade away, managing to clear a bit of a passage for the skyship to start to make its way towards the actual entrance itself. So the shatter spell did manage to destroy some of the bigger ones which were in the way, but you still got these huge statues collapsing inwards, which you're going to have to find a way to get through. But luckily, some of the bigger blocks which were heading towards the actual ship itself have managed to be destroyed. And some of you do take minor kind of like scratches to the face as these little chips of rock start hailing down on you. Who is up next? I think it has got to be Isskala.
He will watch as Arthur runs towards the cannons and decides to do the same, but on a different cannon, manning it. So, is the entrance to this cave elevated, or is it towards the ground?
So it's actually elevated. So what you've got is in front of you the kind of chasm which you are traveling down comes to a dead end essentially, and what you've got in the middle of this massive straight stone grey cliff wall is just this perfectly circular entrance which leads into the actual mountain itself. So you are going to have to fly into it in order to continue your journey. But with all the debris that's starting to come down, it's going to be difficult to actually get inside the mouth of the crystalline cavern.
Can I shoot one of the statues that are threatening to block the cavern
Absolutely.
in a way to make it shift so it's not covering the entrance?
Yeah, you can certainly try to do that. I think what I'm going to ask you for is this is something that you probably haven't ever had to use before. Can you just do me a straight intelligence check, please?
It's an 11.
You start to look around for a button or a lever or something which would indicate how this thing works.
Might I argue
Mm.
that Isskala is a sailor. Like, he has vehicles, water. He's been on airships before. I would argue he knows how to use a cannon.
These are slightly different to the traditional seafaring.
Gotcha.
cannons.
So, okay,
No, they think more kind of revolving turrets almost, if you like.
Gotcha. Okay. Yep. That's fine.
So, unfortunately, you spend a little bit of time trying to work out. You think you've got it, but it's going to take until the next round before you actually be able to fire.
This is a new thing with
In
the
the
technology. I don't understand. Why can't they just go boom like a normal cannon?
In the meantime, one of the bigger rocks crashes down into the rear end of the skyship, sending it just suddenly upwards a little bit. So, Xoit, I'm just going to need you to make a dexterity saving throw for me, please, because suddenly you're being thrown backwards as the airship kind of pitches up a little bit. Deftly,
16.
you manage to find your footing, and as it settles back down, you manage to maintain where you were. So we're now up to Arthur, I believe.
Okay. Yeah, Arthur had the same idea that Isskala had.
Yep.
Going to try to blow a hole through this
Excellent.
obstacle.
Yeah, make that intelligence check for me then, please. Straight intelligence.
Okay. That's a nat 20 for a 22.
Oh, amazing. It's really weird because you settle into the seat and this all makes so much sense. Yeah, move this bit here. Take the shot. Absolutely. So I think what the best way to do the shooting is let's do a ranged attack. You can make this with advantage because you've quickly worked out how the range sighting works and how it's all powered. And you make a ranged attack including with advantage and including your proficiency bonus as well.
That's a dirty 20.
There is a massive explosion that comes from it. And Arthur's kind of thrown back in the seat a little bit and a little bit deafened because I'm not used to actually piloting and using.
Oh, I love this thing!
But what you see is this chunk of iron just strikes true, crashes into the statue that was on the left, again causing it to kind of explode, and quickly you see that it has created a opening which the ship might be able to get through. Shout out to the captain, hoping that they recognize that this could be a passageway through, but it's a very brief moment of being able to pilot through before more of the debris comes down. Then moves us on to Astria.
Can I gauge whether it would be more worth my time to try and make the hole bigger or help the captain pilot through this hole?
Definitely help the captain pilot through.
Okay, then,
this hole is huge, yeah.
Then I would like to do that.
How are you going to do that?
That's such a good question. I think I'm standing on my pig behind the captain, just like just being like, go left, go right, do this. Why are you turn the wheel, go that way.
Excellent. Okay. Okay, I will give you a choice.
Mm-hmm.
You could either use survival, or you could use perception. Your choice.
I will definitely do survival.
Okay, excellent.
It's a 12. We'll
Your
see. We'll
commands are delivered with authority, and the captain, having been slightly intimidated by you earlier on, responds without hesitation. Definitely, you see the skyship moves more to the left, eyeing up this opening, avoiding some of the bigger pieces that are now starting to fall down. Behind you, you can hear the screams of some of the passengers as they huddle down, trying to avoid some of the smaller stones which are pelting them. But everyone is holding on, and the captain just puts their everything into pushing the skyship forward as much as possible. Some of the sails are slightly damaged, but on the whole, the actual ship itself seems to be holding up quite well under this hailstorm of massive boulders. At the last moment, the ship enters into the smallest of crevices in order to pass through. But one final piece starts to head towards the ship. The eye. You have managed to now work out how this works. Make me a ranged attack at this piece, which is incoming. You all look up and you can see that what you're actually seeing is a nose which has broken off, is heading directly towards the ship, and there is no way you're going to avoid this. Until at the very last moment, you hear the boom of that cannon, and suddenly shattered again, and the skyship flies through these shards that just streak out around everybody, and then you're into black.
As you guys all look at where that shot came from, you look and Isskala's face is completely blackened. He was like crouched down behind it trying to like figure it out, and it just blew back into his face.
We gotta get one of these. These are so fun.
Isskala looks over at Arthur and with his blackened face just goes, I do not like it. It's too complicated.
And all of a sudden, blackness surrounds you. Behind you, you hear the crumbling and cracking as the hole is sealed. There's no way back now. The only way is forward. And I think that's a really good place for us to have our break. there is nothing but blackness. This was described as a crystalline cavern, but for you, currently, it is just a black void.
Could I use minor illusion to just cast a few rays of light about?
Absolutely, yes. And one of the sailors comes forward and lights a tiny lantern, which sits at the front of the airship, which casts a dim, shadowy light out into the cavern. What you can see are jagged, crystalline spires and spears that jut out from every wall. It's almost like this cavern was opened up, but then all the internal geology has just been left to do whatever it wants to do. Currently floating in a series of blackness, you could imagine that if there was light coming in, all the crystalline would light up and it would probably be something incredibly beautiful. But for you, it is darkness. It is now quiet, except for the gentle sobbing of the young boy at the back of the airship.
Does the airship have lanterns about, or are we strapped for light?
So there's one at the front, which has just been lit, and you can see the sailors are starting to go back and light some of the other ones that are kind of around the exterior of the ship. But there's only about 3 or 4, enough to give you some light to see what's on the ship, but it's not casting, huge amounts forwards to be able to see where potentially you need to go.
Oh, well, I actually have a lamp and some oil myself, so I'm going to light that and make my way to the source of the quiet sobbing.
And now that there is a certain amount of light, I'm hoping that the goblin's dark vision might pick up a little bit more.
Yeah, you can certainly see further. Those of you with dark vision can see further. It is. You are painfully aware that any progression you're going to make forward is going to be with considerable jeopardy. Arthur, you head to the back and you can see the sobbing is coming from the young man that was in the care of the tall elven woman. She's comforting him. It's all going to be okay. We're going to be fine. We're going to be fine. Honestly, we got through this. That was horrifying, but we're all alive. We're going to make this, I promise you.
Chin up, lad. This is the makings of a wonderful story.
Kind of looks up at you, tears running down his face. I don't want to be in a story. I don't want to be here. I didn't want to come on this journey anyway.
Where are you going, then?
And he kind of looks towards the elven woman. Well, I'm taking him to visit family, Balin Ross. An adventure, if you like. He's never been to the big city before, and be a chance to meet new people and new experiences for the lad.
Gonna kneel down next to the kid. An adventure, indeed, a story to tell. And while you might not want to be a character in this story right now, you will certainly have a rapturous tale to tell your family when you get there. They will be enthralled. And the best part about telling your own story is you are always the hero. I give him a little gentle knock on the chin.
He gives you a little smile and kind of hugs himself into his protector.
There you go, lad. Now I have to be off and see to these dragons.
From what we can tell, does it look like the captain, helmsman, whoever's at the wheel, has dark vision or is
So at the
working blind.
moment, you've come to a full stop. So you're kind of just bobbing around in the air at the moment. The captain is at the wheel and kind of looks to you as a group who've all congregated at the front of the ship. Well, that was interesting, wasn't it? I did tell you that this was a fantastic ship, the best you've ever been on. I don't know many would have survived whatever that was, but I think I might owe you all a drink at the end of this for getting us through that. And that's been some excellent work from all of you. Proper little team you've got going on here, isn't it?
Isskala's already taking a giant swig out of his flask.
Astria's the opposite. Hasn't had a single drop and is just like, Madam, there is skullduggery going on. There is rocks falling from the mountains. There is people trying to loose the harness. We must be alert. We are now trapped in a cave in the darkness. How are we getting out of here?
Well, that's an excellent question. We will fly through the route I normally take and reach the other side. Maybe. If I can avoid all the rocks and sharp sticky things. It'll be fine. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. You don't need to worry. You're in the safest hands possible. My crew are the best. Emotions. I'll go and check that nothing else is broken on the ship for me and that everyone's okay.
I say this with the utmost sincerity. I have no faith in you.
Well, isn't that charming? Still alive, aren't you?
Yes. You're welcome for the guidance in getting us into here.
Okay, I will admit that you were helpful, but this ship here is the reason you're still standing.
This ship is also the reason I almost died today.
Oh, come now, friends, come now. We don't need to devolve into bickering. Groping around in the dark is always a fun time.
Well, this I can agree with.
Isskala suddenly goes, "Is that a pig?"
Yes, this is a pig. His name is Chocho. Have you not met Chocho yet?
He just shakes his head.
Chocho starts like sniffing around you. He
Just,
likes you. He thinks you're his friend.
I have never had a pig as a friend before.
What a day for you then.
It's been a wild dream. I think.
What's Xoit doing?
So he wants to send his parrot ahead to scout, but I am not finding anything to back up my thought that it has dark vision. So it apparently
parrots
doesn't.
Don't have dark vision.
I do.
Do you have the shrink spell and you can ride on your parrot?
That would be the answer. Yeah, because you see through their eyes.
He's right at the front, king of the world territory. He's gonna light 2 torches and basically do the airport thing.
Excellent. Yes. Now you see, there's someone with a plan. That's what I like to see. Look, all we need to do is get through this section, and then partway through, there's a little stop off where we can tie up, and there's a place called Old Tom's where stop. Normally, we'd stay the night and take on supplies and all those kinds of things, but with everything that's going on, it might be a good place just to stop and take a check of everything and maybe come up with a plan and think about what's going on. But It's take us about half a day, and we should get there, and we'll be safe. And then it's plain sailing from then onwards. I promise you. Now, your wee friend there has got the right idea. I'll steer. You do what you can to not be hitting rocks.
Now, Tal, these cannons, since apparently I figured them out quite quickly.
Yes, yes,
they're
absolutely,
not,
yes.
They're not standard black powder and iron ball.
No.
Does it have whatever mechanism it has, does it produce a sizable flash? Can I use that to basically fire blanks and just light up the cavern real quick?
Yes, I would say that is possible to kind of give you flashes of light.
Is it like Magitech that has unlimited ammo, or do we have a certain number of...
It would probably be limited. You would probably need to think about its use. But it could certainly be used to kind of take a bearing and then move forward based on what you've seen. Plus, you've obviously got Xoit at the front with his burning torches kind of directing left and right as well.
Is that enough light to cast to the walls of the cavern?
It might be. Is there anybody else want to do anything to assist this travel?
I'd like to amend what I said earlier. He's using one torch to direct with. He's using his other hand to cast his cantrip firebolt. Just mode of fire ahead.
Cool. Excellent. I love that. That's really good. Anybody else want to assist in this way?
I don't think there's much I can do that is not the same thing someone else is doing.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't know why Wizards of the Coast decided this, but even though dragons have true sight and dark vision, dragonborn have neither.
Unfortunately true, yes. Okay. So I would like one of you to make a survival check for me then, please. With advantage, because you are lighting the way.
Yeah. I think I'm standing at the front with Xoit, and even though I can't see a gosh darn thing, it's just sort of that, like, support of being next to someone, just being like, you are doing a wonderful job. I have never seen someone do this so beautifully. You cast this magic. It's gorgeous.
Since I do have expertise in perception, so I have a +6 to perception, would I be able to argue that it would be a straight roll perception because he doesn't have dark vision, but he does have skill in sailing and also going through like tricky navigational areas?
Okay, yeah, I will give you the choice then. You can either roll with advantage on survival or roll a straight with that perception. It is entirely up to you which you prefer.
This is a decision, I think, between me and Astria. Astria, what do you think? Would you want to roll with advantage or me to roll with a +6 with straight roll?
I feel like statistically rolling with advantage is better.
Okie dokie, go ahead.
Okay, now I'm scared.
It's all your fault. Everything's your fault.
Okay. Oh, heck yeah, that's a nat 20. +3, so 23.
Yeah.
I think it's inspired by the firebolt. I'm up there with my crossbow, and I'm just like tying little bits of cloth and like lighting them on fire, and then just shooting crossbow bolts into the darkness to be like, yes, this is helping.
It is slow going.
Every time you do it, Isskala's like, that is a wall. That is a wall.
Yes, but look how good I am at finding the walls.
Yes, very good.
It takes you most of the morning to navigate through a good portion of the cave, but somehow, against the odds, you avoid any collision with any of the crystalline spheres that come out, and you arrive at a small, I guess, docking station. It is like an old-fashioned docking station, you might find, that's been hewn into the wall and set back a little bit from it with welcoming lights is, of all things, an inn. It is the strangest sight. You would never expect there to be an inn inside this cavern, but there it is. And proudly inscribed above it is, in poorly written common, the words Old Tom's. And skillfully you glide the airship and manage to dock it, pulling on the ropes and tying it off as you've reached a point of safety.
Well, I dare say that was some of the most skillful groping I've ever seen.
Okay, I will admit, I had my doubts, but you all did really well. I'm really impressed. Yeah, I did promise you all a drink. We'll go in, we'll grab a flagon or two, and then we'll have a little chat about this idea of yours that we're all in danger somehow. I think just accidents happen.
And you are in charge of the vessel? There's no one else who can be in charge.
It's my vessel. I own it. Of course I'm in charge of it.
That is a shame.
Cutting words.
Well, I suppose if anything were to happen to our dear captain, the first mate would have to take over.
And you see from the back that Argon looks and goes, absolutely not. No. 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 Mm-mm. No. And disappears back into the hold. Well, as I said, let's go inside and grab a drink, shall we? And the captain jumps from the side of the airship onto this somewhat rickety wooden landing, and starts to head towards Old Tom's. So, what are you all doing? You have been invited for a drink.
Isskala's definitely going for that.
I'll go down, but I'll put my flagon in front of Isskala and just be like, it is for you, friend.
Oh, you're so nice. Thank you, a pig lady.
As you enter the tavern, your eyes immediately realize that something is wrong here. The whole place seems to have been tossed. There are tables everywhere. Beer is lying on the floor, spilling into the floorboards. And worst of all, strangest of all, hanging from the ceiling are 3 what can only be described as metal stranded bodies that seem to have been cocooned.
Isskala falls to his knees. No! Not the beer!
Seems we're rather late to the party.
Well, this is unexpected, says the captain.
And you
Looking
mean to
around.
tell me you do not think this journey is cursed in some way?
Of course
I
it's
mean-
cursed. The beer is gone!
I'll give you. I'll agree. This is weird. This is definitely weird. You're just sort of looking around, just thinking, okay, what on earth has happened here then?
Tom, are you alive? Is there a Tom here? I think he's dead.
Silence.
So who's the pinatas?
Yeah, I'd like to at least cut one of them down, if not all of them.
As you attempt to start to come down, you notice that it's metallic. So you can do it, but it takes a bit of time to get through the strand, for want of a better word. And
Is
as
it
you
like a
do,
web?
It's got the similar consistency, but it's metallic.
Mm-hmm.
And as you finally cut through, these three bodies just and hit the ground.
Can we open up one of them and just see what's going on
Yeah.
inside that cocoon?
Absolutely. Again, it takes a little bit of effort, but you kind of slice into the metal and manage to prise at the top apart. And inside is the face of a old man, all shriveled and husked, and clearly he's been in there for a little while, but definitely dead.
This is not good. This is a bad
Well,
thing. This man is dead.
Not good for him. You're not wrong there.
This is not good for any of us. This is so bad. Why do you refuse to admit that the trip is going so poorly right now?
Okay. I will concede. Things could be going better.
Yes.
But we're all still alive.
For now.
Any day you walk away from.
I mean, this is strange. I've never seen anything like this before in my life.
I'm gonna start wandering around, seeing what I can see. Do a little investigation.
Make me an investigation check.
Xoit is going to find a place to sit down and start ritually casting Detect Magic to see if there's anything that we should perhaps not touch. And Zot's going to fly up to the bar, see if he can find some leftover nuts.
Nice. He does. They're stale, but you know. Okay, right. So first of all, Arthur, do you want to make an investigation check for me?
Sure. Investigation. 18.
There isn't much here, but you kind of get the impression there probably wasn't much here anyway. This is more an outpost than anything else. As you're behind the bar and kind of moving things around, something crunches under your feet. And as you pull back, you notice that, again, that same kind of metallic kind of substance underfoot. It may be like a shell of some sort that was made from this. Probably your best guess. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them behind the bar, all broken, all kind of lying in pieces underfoot.
And we're talking something small enough I stepped on, like the size of a potato or something.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And is it more like a cocoon that has burst open, or is it more like a cicada that has molted?
Ooh, I'd say it's more like a cocoon that's burst open.
Okay.
So the detect magic, nothing at first catches your attention. But then on the very edges of the kind of radius of it, you get a sense of, it's quite weak, but you're thinking transmutation magic of some sort. And it's coming from outside. But it's a very faint kind of speck, if you like.
So if I follow that signal, step outside.
As you step outside, you catch 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All tiny kind of specks. And they all seem to be clustered around the hull of the ship.
Okay. Gonna duck my head back in, ask my I don't know if I consider them friends yet, my new companions, to come with me and go see if we can take a look at these specs.
Do the rest of you follow?
Yeah.
Yep.
Can you all make me perception checks as you approach the hull to try and Xoit can make his with advantage.
I don't know why it didn't send it, but it did the roll and it was in that 20. So.
Yes.
Nice.
Excellent. That's what I like to hear. So, everybody except for Isskala, you notice movement clustered along the bottom of the actual hull of the ship. Tiny, quick movement. A scuttling. And that's followed by a chewing sound, a chomping sound. Something is eating. And it seems to be eating the hull. And as you get closer, you can see these tiny crystalline spiderlings, just a swarm of them running around the bottom of the actual airship itself, starting to take bites out of the wood and the metal and gnawing at it, tearing at it, as if it's a delicate feast of some sort. But so, can you all roll initiative for me, please?
So while we're rolling this, Tal, could you paint us the scene where we are compared to the ship, what the ship's on?
Yes. Okay, so what you have in front of you, you've got this wooden landing which the ship is tethered to, and the hull rises just above the landing itself. Yeah. You are all on this landing, so you're all very close now because you've got to be close to be actually able to see these creatures scuttling around. So you're all within, depending on how close you want to be, you can easily get within striking distance of this swarm as it starts to bite and tear and basically trying to devour your ship.
My character has so many dreams about attacking things, and my dice just say no.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, so up first we have Xoit. So
Okay.
you are very aware that they are clustered on the ship.
So first of all, it feels a little bit silly against insectoid kind of things, but Xoit draws his sword, uses a bonus action to turn on his blade singing, which is going to give him a little bit of extra AC and stuff. And it seems to work before, so he's going to try casting a sleep spell wherever will encompass as many of them as possible. It's a 20-foot radius.
Yep, cool.
So 40 feet across.
Yeah.
I'm going to do it at second level. So that's a total of 33 hit points, starting with whatever creature has the least.
Okay. So you see this incantation go out, and there is a slowing down, a sense of drowsiness. These creatures almost stagger around a little bit, and one by one, you can just see this swarm start to drop into the void beneath, falling off the bottom of the hull. And in a very short space of time, these spiderling, crystalline creatures are gone.
Oh, that was easy.
I think we should leave.
Now, where's Mom and Pop?
This is why I think we should leave.
As you say that, there's a sound which seems to emanate from the cabin behind you.
I think we should leave.
Well, if we're not getting that drink.
It reverberates through the crystals, and you can see the whole kind of cave seems to shake a little bit, and far off in the distance, you can see one red eye, 2, 3, 4, and all of a sudden there's these 8 eyes, and they are starting to get closer. Who is up next? So I think it's going to be Isskala.
Isskala is going. He sees this giant creature in the darkness.
You can only see the eyes.
Only the eyes. Well, the one good thing about being a white dragonborn is that his breath weapon doesn't light a ship on fire. So he's going to do a breath weapon towards the eyes. Unfortunately, the DC is super low. It's only a Constitution save of 11.
Looking at the distance between where these eyes are and where you are, your breath weapon won't reach it because it is still a little bit of a distance off.
How far away is it?
Rapidly. It's probably at the moment. It's probably a good 100 feet away. But it is rapidly gaining.
Then I am going to rush forward as fast as I can, so that would be about 60, that'd be 30 feet, and then I'm going to do the defensive stance with my rapier out.
Okay, cool. Arthur, what are you
have a
doing?
question, Jack?
Yeah, I guess I'm still trying to understand this scene we're in. Are we on a pier, or is Isskala actually able to run further into the cavern?
That is probably a really good way to describe it. So it's essentially this wooden platform that's off to the side. So imagine the tunnel. So you've got the tunnel, and then you've got a wooden platform that's kind of like here. So the airship can continue on its journey forwards, and it'll be able to leave the cavern.
Right.
And then behind you, all you can see are these red eyes, which are coming down the tunnel you traveled down before.
Right. So with the 60 feet of movement that Isskala just did, where did he go? Is he on the pier? Is he in the crystals?
Easily, yeah. So from where you are, because you closed in for the spiders that are on the bottom of the actual airship, you could easily get on board the airship.
Right, but is that what Isskala was doing?
Yeah, I didn't. So I was confused with the scene. Okay, so
Sorry.
It's fine. So I will. Isskala will look about and see if. So what is it that we are doing? Are we leaving or are we staying and fighting these things?
I think this thing is coming to fight us, so I think maybe we go and hope we outrun it.
Okie dokie. He just
Fight on the
he
run.
runs back towards the ship. And he'll take the full 60. He'll take a full. Yeah, he can dash. So he can do the bonus action dash. So he'll do the full 60 dash and then go into defensive posture as his action.
Yeah, so you just sort of dive onto the ship and spring up in your defensive stance, ready for whatever's coming towards you.
And what's going on with the rest of the crew?
The rest of the crew, having heard this roar, are now running around, prepping the ship to make it ready to move as quickly as possible. As soon as the captain's on board, essentially, they're going to be out of there.
Okay. Yeah, might as well smoke him if you got him. I'm going to use Mantle of Inspiration and become even more resplendent than I normally am. And I can target up to 3 individuals to give them hit points and immediate movement. I'm content that my fellow adventuring companions here are well versed in their own ways. Is there anybody I know to be essential to the operation of this ship that might need a little kick in the pants to get things moving?
Yes, if you're offering hit points, I am a wizard. I am squishy.
Mhm. Right now, I'm more concerned about getting the people who know how to operate the airship where they need to be with extra movement.
Yes. So, definitely the second mate Argo would definitely benefit from that. Although they're already starting to move. So, and I'm assuming the captain would benefit as well, because the quicker she's on the ship, the quicker you can take off.
All right, so I will inspire then the captain, the first mate, and Xoit here.
Fantastic.
All right, crew, looks like we're shoving off quickly. And that is just a bonus action. What is the range?
Sorry, what does that actually give?
That gives you 5 temporary hit points, and you can use your reaction to immediately move your speed.
Okay.
Okay. Is there a rear-mounted cannon?
The cannon can be turned round because it's on like a rotational system. So, in theory, yes, it could be maneuvered so that it took up position firing behind.
All right. Well, I don't have much ranged ability, so I will just take position at the cannon.
So that then brings us to Astria.
Is everyone on the ship at this point, besides me, presumably?
Yes, I believe so.
Delightful. Same maneuver as before. I'm getting on the ship and I'm cutting us free so we can get out of here.
Excellent. Okay. So, as you start to pull away, you can see the eyes are getting closer and closer. And whilst you cannot make out the features of any kind of creature they might actually belong to, what you do hear is this sharp intake of breath, followed by a spitting, gargling kind of noise. And out of the darkness, this long strand of crystalline rock shoots out towards the airship itself. And now, Jack, I'm going to give you a chance to shoot this out of the air.
All right. Play with my new toy. No, it goes very, very badly.
Oh dear.
That's a natural 1, folks.
The speed with which you jumped in,
A little overzealous.
didn't properly.
Too
so
excited.
unfortunately, what you actually did was you fired the cannon into the deck.
Great.
No!
So
Why would you do that?
There's a ripping and explosive sound. I'm going to need everybody to make dexterity checks for me, please.
Oh,
as
boy.
you are suddenly pelted with debris from this shot, which has gone straight through the deck of the ship.
Checks or saves?
Save, sorry, deck save. Thank you. So, okay, it's not that bad. Everybody takes just 1 point of bludgeoning damage as you're pelted with shrapnel and bits of wood and splinters kind of come out. What you do notice is that there is now a hole which goes all the way through the ship and out the bottom. It
I
is
just
still
look
holding
down
together.
the hole and I'm like, what are you doing? This is the ship. Hit the thing.
The next thing, the ship is rocked as this string of crystalline spear slams into the main mast, stopping the ship in its tracks. It's a long, crystalline, web-like strand which is now holding you fast. Back to the top of the round. Xoit, you are up.
All right, it's not going to be helpful, but firebolt.
And what are you aiming at?
Between those two beady red eyes.
Excellent. That's a hit. You want to roll some damage for me?
Yep. Okay.
You don't hear so much as a roar of pain as a... But it did hit.
Yeah.
Okay, so that means it is now Isskala's turn.
How far is this monstrosity from Isskala at this point?
You still can't see it at the moment, but you can see the red eyes and they are closing. So it's still maybe 60 feet out in the darkness.
Well, I have a short bow, so with disadvantage because of darkness. There's darkness! Well, an arrow flies into the darkness. I got it! I shot it right in the face!
Again, you hear it. You just hear it tinging off like lots of different crystal shards.
It screamed in the pain. Did you hear it?
Arthur, it's your turn. What would you like to do?
Well, my new cannon friend has betrayed me, so I'm done with you. Sass the cannon and walk away. I would like to cast Phantasmal Force, if I can indeed get within 60 feet of it.
Yeah, you're in 60 feet.
Okay. So I would like... Since I imagine combat all sort of overlaps each other,
absolutely.
We know that Isskala's arrow missed the target, but I'm going to weave my Phantasmal Force around that and make it look like he shot a strand of burning iron chains that wrap around whatever this creature is.
Yeah,
So
go for it. I like that.
that's an intelligence save.
Okay. Ooh, that is going to be a fail.
All right.
Big fail. So describe to me what happens.
So none of us see this because it is only in the mind of this creature. And I did check, it's one of the few mental abilities that don't require it to know language or have an intelligence score. So it believes that it is now wrapped in this ensnaring, burning chain.
Okay.
And it will... each round on my turn, the Phantasm can deal 1d6 psychic damage to the target, provided the illusion is something that the creature would consider damaging, hostile.
Okay, cool. Do you want to roll that d6 then?
Sure. 4 points of psychic.
As this takes hold, you again hear that roar, and there's the airship starts to almost get shaken around from the strand that's attached to it. It starts to shake as if it's shaking with the creature itself, trying to throw off these chains. And you're violently swung from one side of the cavern to the other. Not hitting anything, but the movement is violent and jerky now, based on the creature. Starting to thrash around, trying to get out of these imaginary chains.
The creature can attempt an investigation check to disbelieve it. Otherwise, it will act as if it is...
Believing it.
Believing it, yeah. Let you decide what exactly that means.
Cool. Astria, what are you going to do? It's your turn.
I would like to run up to the mast and try to set us free
Excellent.
from this
Okay.
thing.
Make a. So, how do you want to try and free us from this thing?
I mean, same thing we were doing in the inn, like just try and cut free this metallic web thing.
Cool. Just make an attack for me then, please.
Yeah, for sure. Oh boy. Not good. That's an 8.
You take your rapier and slash it across. There's a vibration to it, and you can see that you've maybe put a dent in it, but the strand is still attached to the mast at the moment.
I think this is important. I'm going to action surge and I'm going to try again.
Yeah, go for it.
Just give it one more try. That's more like it. That's a 16.
Excellent. Do you want to roll some damage for me then, please?
I would love to. 7 damage.
So, the first strike having only nicked the strand, you kind of reassess, and with all your might, you bring down your blade, and this crystalline strand just shatters. The momentum of it being held back by this creature suddenly starts to propel the ship forward. Now, whilst the captain's at the wheel, the ship is now going at a much higher speed than perhaps it was before due to the propulsion from the whiplash of this thing. I would like someone to roll a D20 for me, please.
I did the last one. Someone else do it.
15.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
You're not quite sure which gods are having fun with you today, but they do seem to be smiling on you in certain circumstances. As the airship is always pinged around this cavern, heading towards the exit, but barely taking any damage from the crystalline structures and spears that kind of stick out. And before you know it, there's a burst of light and the airship is thrown out of the end of the cave and into the light of a new day. How long you've been in there for, you're not entirely sure, but you've made it out. A little singed, a little worse for wear, a little more damage, but there's a moment where fresh air fills your lungs, and not too far away you can see the welcoming sight of what is Balam Roth, your destination. Take a moment to recover yourselves. A close call indeed this time. The captain smiles at you. You see? Oh, and you're all down saying that we were going to die, and now look at us. We've made it out here alive, haven't we?
I will never be riding in your airship again.
Well, that is just mean, isn't it? Mean. I mean, what have I ever done to you?
You
Apart from all
have
the
done
stuff that
absolutely
happened.
nothing. That is the point.
But come on now, I mean, you know, this is serious. This is the greatest airship that has ever flown. I mean,
There is
We're
a
alive.
hole in your floor.
she kind of looks at you. Strange look comes across her face. A second later, you see blood start to blossom from her chest.
Huh.
And from behind her, you see the second in command, the dwarf Argon.
I thought you
Get
didn't
out.
want to be in charge.
I really don't want to be in charge. I really don't. But dwarf's got to make a living, and this would have been so much easier if you'd all just died along the way, wouldn't it?
Probably.
Well, what can I say? And he kind of kicks the captain's body towards the edge, and she goes over the side.
Isskala, Now we're not getting our drinks.
What do you mean? No!
I mean, you can certainly ask some drinks when I send you all to hell. I mean, that could be fun, right?
This wine is a shit.
Always overspiced.
You just stumbled into something. Which it's not your fault. You're just in the wrong place at the wrong time. But how about this? How about I cut you a deal? You don't interfere with me, and I'll let you go on your way. Not a problem at all.
Counteroffer. How about I cut you?
I like her.
Okay, I mean, how about counter offer? I introduce you to my pet.
Can I ask you a question first, Captain, sir?
Oh no, not captain. Not captain. I don't want to be captain.
Admiral?
Well, I mean, you did this to
Cover?
yourself. You are captain now. You have to think these things through when you go stabbing
You're
people in the back.
captain now. What do you mean? You're not the captain. If the captain is dead, the second in command can take the captain. What do you mean?
Oh,
Can I ask you a question, sir?
please. Sir is fine. I'm happy with sir. Please.
What do you get when you cross a spider with a piece of corn?
I don't know. What do you get when you cross a spider with a piece of corn?
A cobweb! And he's casting Tasha's hideous laughter.
Beat me to it.
Excellent. Yep. Awesome.
Love it.
That's so funny.
Okay,
Which is
go
going
for
to
it.
be a wisdom save 13.
Oh,
And I apologize for intruding on the bard's natural terrain.
Love it.
a
You earned that
wisdom
hideous laughter.
save. Oh,
Well,
that is a 10.
well.
That's really good. Yeah, that's really, really funny. You're a funny guy. I like you. Yeah. Hate you actually. No. This should have been so easy. Look, just let me.
Speaking of easy,
I just.
you want to know something else? I'm going to go over to the wheel of the airship. Everyone hang on.
Oh my god!
He's prone. He is prone and incapacitated. Bye.
Oh my god. Yeet that guy into the air.
Hey, I mean, absolutely. Right, okay. An interesting take. I can't really save against that, can I?
No, nope. No, you cannot. And it does. And it doesn't have to be like a huge tilt either that makes the rest of us. It can only have to be like a little bit that he just can't deal with, and he just
Roll.
rolls off.
Oh, that's so easy.
This is
So
why
easy.
we fuck with veteran players, Tal.
I can't. Cool. Okay.
It's some shredded protocol all over again.
I have had my revenge.
There's a bump and.
At least he's laughing the whole way down.
Well, that was hilarious.
I do have to agree.
You have an eye for showmanship, my goblinoid friend.
Okay, cool. And you are now in the sky. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna bend down over. Yeah, he kicked the captain off the deck too.
Captain's gone. Yeah.
Can I say her captain's hat fell on the deck?
Absolutely.
I'm gonna reach down, grab the captain's tri-horn. Well, guess I'm captain now.
Is that how this works? There's no third in command.
I don't know. Anybody?
To be fair, it would be up to a vote by the crew. In my experience.
Oh no! You know what? I'm not qualified for this job. I am clearly not qualified for this job. I'm going to take the tricorn off and put it on Isskala.
The crew are kind of looking at each other like,
Anybody else want to hear any of my jokes?
no. Well, I mean, funny guy. Yeah. What do you want us to do now, Captain? And they're all looking at you like, what the hell is going on? We lost the captain. The second in command's just been knocked over as well, and he killed the captain. They are confused, concerned, and have got no idea what's going on.
As the captain's hat is placed on Isskala, he closes his eyes for a moment, and then when he opens them, those sparks from the substance he was using disappear, and he walks up to the wheel, and for a moment you see a shake in his hand as he takes a hold of the wheel that completely stops as he holds both sides, and immediately begins to shout commands as if he has done this before.
Excellent. Well, let's have a persuasion check then, shall we?
Well,
I will give you. I mean,
Could I bardic inspiration that?
Yes.
So throw another d6 on there.
so giving me advantage is a 13.
Okay. So he thinks he's giving commands. I suspect, and he's been wrong, what he's actually doing is he's playing this out in his head as he's standing there at the wheel.
Yes.
He's not saying anything, and everyone's there going, but
He's whispering, like, they're really good commands, but he's, like, whispering them.
The sailors kind of look around going,
Man the main sails. You got to get onto the. We got in the
and one of them,
tie the ropes in the. You got to get on the ship. This is.
Can I turn to like the nearest crew member and just be like, "Do you not hear him? Follow the orders."
yes, ma'am. I did have one question. What are we gonna do about that? And he kind of points down.
Down to what?
Points down at what?
The hole.
That was
And
here
the
when I got here.
rapidly diminishing pool of magic from the bottom of the ship. Slight issue that's now damaged.
And so
We-
you fix it?
No.
You don't do repairs on the ship ever?
From the looks of it.
The captain didn't spend any money on repairs. We haven't got anything to repair it with. He was a
Oh,
cheapskate.
boy.
How far are we from the city?
You're probably now, you estimate that you're maybe 30 minutes out?
Do I see an open field somewhere?
So Ballinrost is quite a built-up city. What you see is a skyport, which is quite a big one because it's a main kind of port of commerce and travel destinations. It's quite a big skyport, so you could certainly try and land it there.
Well, my thought was that if we're 30 minutes away from the city, from where we're getting, we're probably not even going to make it there unless I think that we can. My thought was to land it outside of the city, in an open field.
So the problem you've got with that is that you've got like the main city, and then outside of that you've got like all the smaller districts and like houses. And, you know.
Okay, so we're in the city. We are in the city. Gotcha.
You're pretty much 30 minutes kind of, because it's such a large city. 30 minutes kind of gets you to the edge of like civilization, if you like. So if you try and land it outside of the city, you're going to land it on people's homes.
Gotcha. So,
if we're still trying to figure out whether we can make it or not, Xoit's going to go ahead and do what he was thinking about last night and cast Gust into the sail.
Excellent. Yes.
And
Okay.
if that works, he's going to keep doing that.
So, you have now affected enough propulsion to be able to make it to the skyport. The question is, can you land it? Each of you, I would like you to each tell me what you are going to do to help navigate this landing to try and make it successful.
can I do a vehicle's water check?
Yes, I'm going to ask you each to make a roll against an activity of your choice. And what I'm looking for, as there's 4 of you, I am looking for 2 successes.
What's the
Out
DC?
of 4 of you. Well, it depends on what you decide you're going to tell me you're going to try and do.
I'm doing vehicle's water.
Okay, so talk to me. How does that relate to you trying to land this?
Well, the
This
mechanics are basically the same. It's just that now I have another plane of which I can move about in, which is up and down. So it's basically just using his prior skills to direct the ship in a way that will make it safely harbored.
Right. So make the check. The DC for this is going to be 15.
Okay. Jack, you got any more inspiration there, bud?
Yeah, I have one more bardic inspiration if we're playing a little loose with turn order.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't have an issue with that.
Well, I'm gonna need it. Ooh. God damn it.
If it was just left and right, not a problem at all. You'd have been fine. However, you are looking at up and down now as well, and you cannot get the hang of it. It doesn't help that in your head you haven't quite learnt what your left and right are, so you become a little bit muddled from that perspective, and now you are just zigzagging across the sky in an uncoordinated, uncontrolled manner as you start to make your descent at some speed towards the city. Who would like to go next?
I would like to intimidate the crew into like getting it together, get to your stations, like you know what you're supposed to do to park the ship. Do it.
Okay. Well, they're already a little bit scared of you, so we're going to lower the DC slightly on that. We'll give you a DC 13 for that.
Incredible.
They've seen how you treat the captain. They don't want to mess with you. Go for it. Intimidate away.
Good God.
What is
That's
happening?
so bad.
We were doing so well this whole game.
This is the moment where all of the rolls don't succeed naturally when we need to land the ship.
They are terrified of what's coming. And whilst they are scared of you, they are more terrified that they're all going to die in a burning, fiery death as they head towards this heavily populated city. Xoit, you've been casting Gust, which is great. So it's got you there. But what would you like as Actually, no, that's really mean. I don't want to put this on you. Between you and Arthur, do you want to decide who's going to take the next roll? Because a failure is going to cause you some issues.
I prefer to go last.
Okay. Well,
Oh, Arthur, you're up. What are you going to do?
yes, we've had a bit of a good cop, bad cop routine here, and we've seen the bad cop. So I think I'm going to grab one of the lines, just sort of like post myself up on, half hanging off the mast, proper Sky Pirate style. All right, folks, listen up. It is time for some thrilling heroics. This is what our journey has come to. This is what it's all been leading to. I was telling the boy earlier, fantastic story every day, and your life will never be dull. And the best part, when we make it to Bellenrost, you will all be heroes of that story. Come on, lads, ship shape, get to work.
Right, okay, so DC 13 again on this. Let's see if you can persuade them to do what you want them to do.
All right. 18, there we
Oh,
go.
yay. Oh, yay.
Something sparks within them.
That's it, lads. Like your
There's
pants
the
are on
sense
fire.
The heroic music playing in the background seems to inspire them. They start to grab ropes, they start to pull things together, and just for a moment you can see the ship gets a little bit more control than it's had previously. But it's still going to be a close call.
First mate Chocho, keep him in line.
Xoit.
Which is just like snuffling at people and like pointing with his face.
It's all down to you.
Okay, so I have something I want to try.
Excellent.
Want to try. I also have a contingency plan. Contingency plan is Featherfall. Grab the bunch of them and bail.
Yeah, which will it will save you, absolutely.
Yeah. But in before resorting to that, I think Xoit is so focused on Gust to get us here. He's continuing to use the same cantrip. He's just like shifting from behind to a little bit more under. Hold the ship kind of like blowing a breath at a balloon that's hanging in the air, so it doesn't have any resistance. So trying to keep in the air. I'm kind of guessing that's probably an Arcana roll.
Yes,
See if you can adapt it that way.
I'm quite happy with that because you are trying to utilize the magic in a specific way to achieve that. So yes.
Okay, that is a 12.
Okay, and the DC was 13.
Oh,
No.
You are trying desperately, but it is just too much. And you can see now that you are over the city and it's late in the day. What do you said you prepared Featherfall.
Yep. Okay, so
How many people can that?
that's what I'm looking up. Okay. Choose up to 5 falling creatures within range. It is a first level spell. I have 3 first level spell slots left, so total of 15.
If earlier
Possibly 14
you allowed...
if Chocho needs a casting of.
No, I was gonna say, if earlier you allowed Xoit to use this feather fall to affect the falling rocks, could they use it to affect the ship instead?
I think that
That-
would be too big of an ask at
Fair
this
enough.
point, because the speed at which you are now, unfortunately, with the gust put in so much propulsion that this thing is just like a meteorite that's going to strike. But you do have enough spells to give everybody featherfall. At the very last moment, you leap. All of you together. The crew, passengers, yourselves. And as you start to drift slowly through the air, you look down and see something truly horrific. The airship slams into the center of Balamroth. It is like a meteor erupting in the middle of civilization. The spread of the destruction just ripples out. Buildings topple. The palace that stands at the center is completely crushed from the impact of this airship right into the heart of the city. There is destruction everywhere. And as you slowly float to the ground, you look at each other, safe, but contemplating, what the hell are you going to do next? And that is where we're going to end our adventure tonight.
Oh boy. So sorry. So sorry for crashing our ship into your city.
Well, that was fun. A fun journey.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. But bear in mind, I'd like to point out, you completely derailed where I was going to take you. So I have no sympathy for you. You can't just hit my main enemy out. Did he get a chance to do his monologue? No.
Every monologue is just an opportunity to punch someone in the throat. Like,
It really is, yeah. It really is. But yeah, that is where we're going to leave our group of adventurers staring on as a city, whilst it isn't technically their fault.
It was like that when I got here.
that's Arthur's bumper sticker.
Yeah. But there we go. That's our game, ladies and gents. I hope everyone's enjoyed it. I mean, I thoroughly just made me laugh all the way through. Thank you to my amazing cast this evening. I couldn't have been derailed or done it without you. It's genuinely been so much fun. We're just going to go around and just everyone just tell us what you've got going on at the moment, and if you want to promote anything specifically, then please feel free. And then we'll just talk a little bit about what we've got going on next here on the channel as well. So let us start with who wants to go first, just to take us out. How about Xoit?
I am Steve. You can find me on the socials at Tallhalfling, sometimes Tallhalfling RPG. You can find me playing and running games all over Twitch and YouTube. Most often, Mr. Katana Playhouse, Symphony Entertainment. Right now, I'm in an ongoing campaign of Rotted Capes, which is about superheroes and zombie superheroes. That's over on Stat Monkey Productions. And most recently, you can also find me on Drive-Thru RPG, where my first scenario for Call of Cthulhu just recently went silver.
Yay!
And may I say, Xoit, maybe the first character in any D&D game I've ever played in, at least, who actually got a little bit of use out of the common magic item Hat of Vermin. Snack time.
There you go.
Very fun.
Love it. Fantastic. Astria.
Hi, I'm Natalia. You can find me, I think it's either Monday night or Tuesday mornings, I forget when it is, on a Victorian Gothic horror podcast called Shadows in the Smoke. It's the Between play, actual play. It's on every single podcasting app that you could possibly want, or you can go to the website kitandmarlowe.com. You can also find me Saturday mornings on YouTube playing Daggerheart with my friends on Dice Told Stories. And that's about everything I got going on, so check it out.
Thank you so much.
Awesome.
Jack.
Who
Who are you?
who indeed? Well, hey, I'm Jack, one of the three who are here, who are the core of Starmetal Productions. I had a ton of fun tonight, so thank you, Tal. This was a fantastic journey. Thank you.
Honestly, just made me laugh all the way through.
Yep. Thank you, Steve and Natalia, for joining us. Thoroughly enjoyed having you on the channel. The only thing I really have to plug is these shows that we're doing. I've spent the last week editing and adding sound design to our first one-shot, which was Trash Princess, which will have gone live on Twitch and YouTube by the time this does. So you can go check that out. And actually, at the end of this, I'm probably going to be rolling the little calendar schedule promo video we put together for that. So we have a lot of other really great games coming up. Tal's going to be running yet another D&D one-shot. We got some Star Trek, we got some Cyberpunk, and we have Cyber Rats returning once again, or at least for myself. Had Alex and his game Cyber Rats on RPGs Uncovered, and I am very excited to play some rats in space. So that's what I got coming up here on Starmetal.
Awesome. Amazing. The Eye, have you got anything you would like to add to that?
Find me here.
Excellent, thank you. And yeah, I've been Tal. Again, we've got all these one-shots coming up. If you haven't checked out our stuff before, we've got a couple of really good series which we've already produced, which are on the channel. So we've got Undead Cowboys versus Werewolves, and we've got Substratum Protocol. Both fantastic, really good fun. So do check those out. But yeah, keep tuned for all the ridiculous one-shots we've got coming up. I'm sure they're going to be just as much fun as this was. But yeah, that's us. Follow us across the socials under Starmetal Productions. And yeah, thank you so much for popping along. We appreciate all the likes, all the subscribes. And we will see you again soon with some more Out of This World stories. Thank you so much, our cast. Brilliant fun this evening. Thank you. And we'll see you all soon. Take care, everyone.
Take care, folks.
Bye.
Bye.